Hello everyone, I am Aditi. First of all, I would like to thank my professor, Mrs. Soumya ma'am, who gave me this golden opportunity to interact with a person who is in such a high position. His words really provided me an insightful message that how a humanitarian organization works, what is the nature of it, what are the challenges, loopholes he has faced, and how these all things can be addressed. So I interviewed Altamash Khan Sir, who work as a disaster risk consultant at UNDP. He is a hardcore disaster management professional and he was also a gold medalist at Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi. And his first work was around the COVID situation in 2020, in which he managed the situation well. And he also has worked with several national, international organizations, local authorities, NGOs, and various funders and donors as well. Currently, he is working under UNDP India in Bihar State Disaster Management Authority. So in the interview there were a couple of questions which were being addressed, like that of the nature of the organization he was engaged in, the name of the organization, how he communicated with various stakeholders when his opinions and their opinions variated, and how he dealt with the ethical dilemmas he has faced in the situation of disaster. So, addressing the first question, the name of the organization he was engaged in. So, it is basically Sphere India, SPHERE, Sphere India. So, this organization works completely on humanitarian principles and also works on six major sectors, that is, health, nutrition, food, shelter, education, and gender. So this is basically a coalition of various stakeholders. It is a forum of various stakeholders like NGOs, donors, funders, or local authorities as well from various states. So they come to the forum and discuss various interventions that can be done in a disaster situations and how they can tackle those situations. Beyond this, there is also state intelligence groups which sees all these actions. So in various states in India there are certain state intelligence groups, and they also provide a manual handbook to various stakeholders in which the guidelines are mentioned that how they have to work and how they have to coordinate. It also provides the joint rapid need assessment report, um, which gives information about various disaster situations, as well as it provides information for various NGOs and government as well. So my second question was followed, the what is the operationalization of these principles, the principles, humanitarian principles like that of humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence. So we all know that these are the backbones of any humanitarian act, but when it comes to the real implementation or the operationalization, this is bit a challenging one because it sometimes collides with the thought process of various political anchors, and there is also a social pressure as well. So Sir was telling that during his post flood assessment plan, a local authority demanded certain resources to a specific community. So now in that case, Sir has maintained the situation so well. He addressed it so well by ensuring transparency and relying strictly on the basis of humanitarian principles, the JRNA report, so that all the communities, the communities which are in need should get addressed at first, on the first basis. So also communicating with local authorities as well as these local residents is also important, and the principle of impartiality becomes challenging when needs are universal and resources are crunched. Now, my third question was, so while he was interacting with all these NGOs, various funders, and organizations, he must have faced the challenge in communicating the ideas, like coordinating fatigue and all of those issues. So these also persist, and The major challenges he mentioned was the accountability. Managing accountability was a major task, specifically when the local authorities or people over there are restricted to any political ideology or the social pressure. So in that case, it also sort of hampers our mental peace and creates a deteriorated situation sometimes. But I asked the question like, how do you deal when there is a sort of mental and the personal challenges and you have to deal with various things? So he mentioned that very nice thing. He mentioned that when you go to the field and when you see the vulnerable faces of people, you will realize that though you are only stressed, you are only tired, but these people are in real need. Even if you will give one packet of food to anyone, that will give you ultimate satisfaction in your life, and that is ultimately an goal of life. Okay, so now ethical dilemma he has faced. So sometimes because needs are universal and resources are crunch, there is an ethical dilemma that whom to provide or what resources. So in that case, he mentioned about this fear principles, like in that handbook they have mentioned that uh, what person should be provided need at a specific time, and what who can be given a long term solution, that yes, they can be evacuated this place to that place, and they can be given certain other resources as well. So this can be managed with tactizing the things. Now sometimes there is also a communication gap between various stakeholders, like that of your NDMA, SDMA, disaster district management authorities. So in that case, various alternatives are there, like we can provide a technical sheets to people so that they can provide some insights, like they whenever they are going to any disastrous condition, they can fill that report. Action based answers and action based report question should be there, so that before having any disaster situation or before having monsoon and all these things get sorted out, and the communication can be well provided to various stakeholders as well. So in conclusion, I would like to say that this is a field work, and this is majorly a work that requires a lot of passion and lot of patience as well. Sometimes a lot of your personal energy, personal time, and sometimes you might be deported to a disaster situation. You have to work 15 hours, and at that time there should be a certain motivation to help people to and you should realize that why you come to this field, why you have opinions and variations, and all these things can be sorted out. So from so we can build up all these things, we can take various decisions, we can take effective decisions by tactizing our things, by thinking rationally, by developing reasoning as well for sometimes. And we should follow an inclusive approach while following any humanitarian principle. And there should be inclusion of women, specifically lactating women, pregnant women, elderly, children specifically, and disabled who are in need. So all these things can be well utilized and well managed if the person is passionate, a person is transparent, a person is accountable, and the situation of disaster can be well mitigated. And so at last we can say that disaster is natural, but the effect can be seen in social conditioning as well. Social vulnerability is a major concern in the disaster situation. So stakeholders like humanitarian organization, humanitarian workers, if they work in a well managed profession, then all these situations can be handled well. Thank you so much.